YouTube, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Yanni. We back at you with another video. Hey guys, it's been a while. I ain't seen you guys in a minute. It's been almost a month, man. Just recently had me a baby girl, thank God. Big and healthy and beautiful. Just moved into my own place with my family. Blessings on top of blessings, and I gotta give it up to God first for blessing me with this skill to be able to share with you guys, man. Let's get right into this haircut though. Alright guys, here I'm coming in with my number 4 guard, and what I'm doing is I'm debulking the sides in order to give myself something to work with. Yes, I'm gonna do shear work on top, but I just don't really like coming out the gate with shear work because I feel like I have so much hair on the sides that's just like getting on the way from me being able to see exactly what I'm doing. So that's why I'm coming in with my number 4 guard, and right where the hair starts to get close to the parietal ridge where I do want some weight, I'm gonna flick out. I'm gonna flick out with that number 4 guard and try not to set any lines that are gonna be more difficult for me to take out later. Alright guys, next we're gonna grab our trimmers. I'm using my Babyliss Patty Cuts Edition to set in my bald guideline to start off my fade, and once the guideline is set in, we're gonna debulk all the hair underneath of that guideline, trying to keep that guideline, you know, as even and clean as possible since it is the line we're gonna follow for the rest of our fade. Now that we're done that, we're gonna grab our water. Here I'm using a mister in order to saturate this hair, get it nice and wet in order to be able to get a clean cut with our shears. We're gonna section our hair off, hard part sides, and also taking a good look at that crown and trying to keep as much weight on the sides and the back of that parietal ridge in order to give it some depth and some shape to this haircut. Alright guys, once the hair is all the way parted, I'm gonna grab my shears and my comb, and I'm gonna grab the side of the hair in sections, cutting vertically or up and down. Once I cut that hair on the sides, I'm gonna grab hair from the top in smaller sections and bring that hair down to what I just previously cut on the sides, and that's allowing me to blend the top into the sides. You see me grabbing more sections, I'll grab another section of hair from the top and clear away any of those extra hairs in order to blend that top to the side. And I'm gonna do this all the way through the top as far as the hair reaches to that side that I am cutting. I did keep most of the length on his hair because he never had a comb over before. This is his first time, so pretty much what I'm doing here is just nicking at the tips and making sure that his hair is all the way even and nicely cleaned. Alright guys, we're gonna follow the same step on the other side. This is the side that we will be doing the hard part on. Based off of our sectioning, you can tell that. Be very careful when working around the crown, because if you cut it too short, you might be disposable to having the hair poke out. Alright guys, to kick off this fade, we're going to come in with our no guard all the way open, setting in our first guideline, then our number 1 all the way open, setting in our second guideline. Coming back with our number 1 all the way closed to soften up that middle line. I did forget to dry the hair a little bit, so that's what I'm doing before coming in with my number 2 guard, and that's all the way open as well. followed by clipper over comb in order to debulk some of this hair, and also clipper over comb to blend the length on the sides to that number 2 guard that we used. Alright guys, here we're coming in with the clipper all the way closed, opening it halfway until we meet the top of that guideline. Once that guideline is fully blended out, we're going to grab our half guard, halfway closed, and we're going to start attacking that line. If halfway closed doesn't take it out, you can close the clipper or open the clipper depending on how the half guard is fading this line out. Now we're going to come in with our 1.5 guard, and we're going to attack that line above the 1 open. Sometimes the half guard will not take that line out, and you might have to come back in with that 1.5 or 1 guard open in order to blend the rest of it out. Alright guys, here you see me doing a little bit of shear over comb, really thinning shears. I'm grabbing my thinning shears and I'm nicking at the tips of that hair in order to soften up this blend. Seen a couple hairs that I felt I could address with that number 4, so I am flicking out and blending in some of that hair to the top. Going back to clipper over comb and just attacking any hairs that I see. Alright guys, for the other side we're going to follow the same steps. We're going to come in with our clipper, no guard, all the way open, setting in our first guideline, followed by number 1 all the way open, setting in our second guideline. Before we get rid of that number 1, we're going to close it and soften up that middle line. On to our number 2, it's going to be all the way open. We're going to set in our next guideline. Then closing the 2, we're going to soften up that line. After the number 2 open, we're going to grab our clipper over comb, and we're going to debulk and also blend some of this hair together using the clipper over comb technique. Alright guys, now to blend this out, we're going to come in clipper all the way closed, attacking that bottom line, opening the clipper as we move up on that guideline until that guideline is fully blended out. Once that guideline is blended out, we're going to grab our half guard. I start halfway, close it as needed or open it as needed in order to blend this line out. Next, we're going to grab our 1.5 guard and we're going to blend out the line that was set in with our number 2. Alright guys, here you see me going back with the clipper over comb technique because I felt there were some hairs that still needed to be addressed. So I'm just debulking and fading as I go in order to blend the side to the top. Once you're satisfied with both sides, all that we have left to do is blend out the back. We're going to follow the same steps as we did on the sides in order to make sure that this back meets both sides that we just faded. Alright guys, here you see me coming in with my thinning shears, and I'm going back around from the back to the sides, and I'm just softening up any of the bulk that I see. I'm softening up the bulk in order to give this hair a better transition. When doing and working with thinning shears, I like to flick at the hair, really not dig in too much. I'd rather go over it a couple times and see how it's blending compared to digging in and maybe making a mistake later. Alright guys, next we're going to start off by setting in our part. Remember, there's two lines to a line, if that makes any sense, in order to make this part a lot cleaner. Here you see me lining up some of that hair in the front that's shorter towards the part, and also doing the vertical bars and lightly hitting the C cups. Here guys, I'm going to do a little bit of detail work and address any dark spots or imperfections in the hair that I felt that I could have done better with. That's when I do my detail work. After I set in everything, I'm gonna go behind that and clean up any dark spots or anything that I felt could have been addressed better. Detail work will always set you apart. I know it's cliche and everyone says it, but it's the truest thing out here. Alright guys, here we're going to line up the other side. I'm using my new FX3 Babyliss trimmer. This was early on when I first got it, so it was still not fully adjusted. I really had to be very light with it until I got the perfect setting that I have on it now, that it hits amazing. This by far is one of the sharpest trimmers that I have ever used, and just an amazing trimmer. Not for everybody, but once you get it adjusted to how you want it, this trimmer is just amazing. Alright guys, now we're gonna grab our razor using that Tune 45 razor, triple cartridge, you know what it is. Shout out to my Tune squad. And we're just gonna bring this haircut to another level, addressing any hairs that we may see behind the ears, anywhere. Giving my man the cleanest shave, line up, razor work that he can possibly get. Here you see me hitting the part. I felt like I should have done the part a little bit thicker, but then at the same time with his hair, I don't know. This is something that I felt I should have just done it a little bit bigger. I played it safe. Yeah, it looks good. It looks more different in person, but from the side view, it looks like it could have been a little bit bigger. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Alright guys, that haircut's pretty much all the way done, and of course, you know, this is what sets us apart, man. I get every single hair. Clean that face, clean them eyebrows, clean them ears if you got to. It doesn't matter, man. Your client is always going to appreciate it, and they're just gonna always appreciate it, man. That's why they keep coming back. That top level service is hard to get nowadays. Lining up that goatee, bringing his face together, bringing him back to life. It's my boy George. I've been cutting his hair for a while. Used to be my roommate. My man's then had a spasm on the chair. He's gonna hate me for that one. He's gonna hate me for that. I love you, George, man. Thank you for being such a good model for this video. Them eyebrows, gotta catch them eyebrows. Alright guys, I didn't do this step after I debulked, so I'm grabbing my shaver and I'm balding out everything underneath of that guideline, leaving a little bit of stubble left in order to transition into my fade. Also cleaning up the face, bringing it all around, knocking down absolutely every hair. No hair gets away from us. Hey, shout out to George. Alright guys, here I'm applying a little bit of clay, a little bit of matte on top of the hair in order to give it a nice styled look. And that's gonna bring our haircut all the way together. Thank you guys for tuning in. Here's how my man came in, trying to let that hair grow so we can do a comb over. We worked hard, patience, focus, and he's back. There's the cut, guys. Tell me what you guys think about the cut in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for showing your boy some love. I really hope you enjoyed the video. It's been a while. I'm back. More content coming soon. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. It's your boy Yanni. We out of here. Ayy.